Good afternoon, everyone. We're coming to you through on the last day before Christmas. We did get our Santa rally right at the end there, with the S&P actually closing at an all-time high. We're going to quickly go through the markets today, what we saw, and pretty well, as we've been saying, we got that rally. It's traded out clinically. As we can see on the chart there, let's get the hourly first. S&P has gone up pretty much vertical since that bottom when it was the end of the world down here on the start of the week. We've had nearly a pullback. We broke into what we were looking for, that channel. We broke into it, and most of us sold off into this rally out of the positions we had. We had a variety in the room, as we were saying, of long SPY calls, Apple calls we got out of yesterday because of the vol, and then S&P and Nasdaq futures between us. So you can see they ran it up nicely in the last 5 or 6 minutes, very thin, and it came off right at the end. Personally, I got out a little bit around here when it started waning. End of the year, I want to just close out. Obviously, I could have made a bit more, but very clinical, nice trading. That's what you want to see. And people ask, and that's pretty well what you see the bigger guys do. I mean, basically, the pro is that's the background we have. So people asked me that question yesterday on YouTube. After, I'm not sure how to access, to be honest, to access the chat on that. So, trading house, we'll get to that one day, perhaps. All jokes aside, actually, let me see. I think I can bring it up, Johnny. So, yeah, so on the 5 minutes, you can see that sell right at the end. See that? So we got out in this area here. Actually, I got out here, didn't I, Madavi, when it started selling off. He did not. He was mainly Nasdaq, so he held right till there almost perfectly. I wasn't sure when this would come, so I obviously played safe there. Could have got another 10 handles or so. Daily, we pinged that all-time closing high. We didn't actually trade to the all-time high, if you look at that wick. But again, clinical trading. If you like Elliott Wave or Ichimoku, that's all in there. And come New Year, we'll have a few sessions. We'll explain that a little bit more. Apple, yes, it did go up today, but we were in that via optionality. The hardest thing, as I said, when you're buying calls on a bottom, like here, is you're paying for higher vol than what you want. So unless it motors up, if you've bought down here, you're going to start losing on volatility. So it's actually better to buy the stock in that situation. So we got out, even though it went up, we would have actually lost on the calls I sold yesterday. Important thing to understand with optionality. Remember, learn your theta, vega are your two most important things. On the Russell, almost identical. That lost its mojo today. It's still powered up, but the S&P and Nasdaq seem to be the beast today. You can see that when we look at that train. And you had that one thing that whipped people on the Russell there. The others didn't do that. And these charts will be up there if you want to go through them later. Just a quick run through. It is Christmas. And Nasdaq was the beast. Did we go through Nasdaq? No, we didn't. And these are 38-minute charts on the Nasdaq. You had that spike right into the close, and see how instant that is. So your options or futures, you want to be getting out on the offer here whilst it's going up, because bids do evaporate in these kind of weeks. As I said, most people are off the desk. If we look at our daily real quick, and then so there's your daily on Nasdaq. See, it's a long way off where S&P is. S&P's up here in relevance. So let me bring you back to 30 minutes, and I'll bring Madavi on because he trades the Nasdaq. Do you see that, mate? Madavi, you there, bud?
Right here.
Yep. I got the Nasdaq chart up there. If you just want to see, okay. You stayed in that. longer than what I did, and you were able to get that last pop. If you want to just walk us through that and why.
A little bit, you know. Basically, all I did today was I came in this morning and I just bought the futures and everything. Every time I tried to short it, I lost money on it. So I just basically stayed long the NQs all day and did a little bit of Russell trades. If it would go down, NQs, I would sell the Russell. Then I did some stock trades. I came same ones from yesterday or continuation. This ALLK, I bought it $9 and traded that. Got out of some at 11.20. Then it went down to the tens. I tried to buy it again, and it got a little pop. I didn't make much there. Then the SOPA, I bought it at 15. No, it was about $16. I think I got in my average, and it went up to 22. I got out of there. Then it went down to like 18 or something. I tried to get a pop out of it, and it really didn't perform as well in the afternoon. It kept on going down. I would get stopped out, and then I'll try it again. So I got a couple of stop outs, but still did well on the day. Those are the main ones. I thought we did this DWAC.
Oh, the Donnie, yeah.
Yeah, the Donnie news on that on the social media of Donnie. And what else did I do today? That's about it. Like I said, today was really slow.
Right.
And
I mean, and really, we were fortunate enough to get the move right up, so we were fortunate to take advantage on the futures, etc. Yeah,
I did.
those two biotechs you talked about yesterday with us.
Yeah, the software and the biotech one. Yeah. So it was just buy and hold basically today. That's how usually these days are. That's what I said in the morning. I think the mate over here.
Yeah, I was a little bit, I guess, and I'm more S&P, as you know. I was like, you know what, the moment this hits a few red bars, I'm out, right? So, but the Nasdaq just kept going up, so I could have got another 10 or 12 handles, but I'll take that. We were very fortunate where we got in down the bottom there. So let's get on oil real quick. Oil did break through that cage, and we said yesterday, and it closed right on the flat line of it. We've got this pulling it up. So there is potential for some, generally Christmas. You're not going to get something out of Russia or America or Australia pretty much, but you can get, or the Middle East. So you should be pretty good with that kind of geopolitical risk unless an accident happens. This is a general rule, but you never know, right? So that's what that is. We're breaking up. We can see that ABC was nice. So we've got above that. You can see the power. And then if we look at the hourly on that, where is the hourly on that one? Down here, you can see very much like the stock market, just up all day. So as far as oil goes, just stayed with that all day. It enabled during our time zone to reload off that tankin. And if you go to the 5 minute, you can see it didn't even, we started at the pivot, but that was pre-market. So in reality, this is where we opened. It took off with a bang and just went up all day. And it closed right here at R1. So it was all pretty mathematical to the point, and that's pretty well the way we trade. As far as the pro side of it, what we saw on oil was those who wanted to stay with it. You could see some call selling to pay for the weekend. Not a lot of put buying. Well, when I say weekend, it's what, 4 days, right? So lots of vol selling. As far as Natty goes, it did as we expected. You struggled yesterday. Two things. We had the EIA report today, which brought it back up. And all that stuff's on the website. And thanks for all those. And Merry Christmas to all those natural gas and oil people that helped put out those reports for us for oil and gas. So you had two things happen. You had the report come out. We failed at that high, and we were talking about yesterday the hedges going on. Then overnight, the Dutch futures came down 20%. Now, whilst we're not, as we said, we're domestic, that does influence the speculative mindset. So if you see something come down 20%, even though it's different, You're not going to stay with it. There was obviously, as I said, this was predominantly speculators, the buyers, the larger shops, and the producers were the sellers. Lo and behold, they're not buying that back. They're set for Christmas. So that's why you had that move. That pretty well sums that all up. As far as charts goes, if there's any questions, let us know in the chat here. As far as, let's give you the numbers, the Dow closed up, let me see, 269 handles. No, it actually came back at the end to be up 196, so that was 0.5%. The Nasdaq was up a whopping 131, and the S&P hit a new closing high here at 47.25, up 29. The 10-year note finished up at down 26.30 seconds for the old school, 1499 the rate. Let me see. Advanced decline was about 2-1 on the NYSE, nearly almost, so more than 2-1 on Nasdaq. The strength was in consumer discretionary, as it was yesterday. Real estate was the weakness. That got a big pump yesterday, if you remember, from what was it? The existing home sales. We had, I think it was existing. We had number home sales today. That's pretty well it on it. As we talk about, the Treasury softened, the dollar index fell again, i.e. meaning US dollars were lower, oil was higher. Year to date is where we're at, so it's been a good year. S&P is up 25%, Nasdaq up 21%, Dow is up 17%, and Russell is 13%. So it's a holiday tomorrow, Christmas Eve. The market's shut totally. Australia, America, England. Bond market and stocks and futures. We're off on Monday. Remember, that's a Boxing Day holiday in England, Australia, pretty well a Protestant world, I guess you'd say. But not every Christian country has it. We don't have it here, but it's a weekend. So therefore, Monday is a holiday as well. Anything else, guys? And then I'm going to bring Johnny on to talk about Bitcoin real quick, because I had a big day today. I got over 50,000, which everyone's been waiting for.
Right, so right now.
There you go.
Okay, so yeah, Bitcoin, welcome everybody. Bitcoin has just broke the $50,000 mark, where it's right now sitting around 50,784, and it's still looking for that $100,000 price target that they have set up in either Q1 or Q2, and there's definitely some on-chain data that backs that up. One being the miners, they're not willing to part, and they are accumulating their coins and their tokens right now. To long-term hodlers are buying short-term hodlers bags, if you will, and the people who have invested for the last 6 months, they're the ones that they're doing most of the selling. So it's kind of turning out that the patient are the ones that are becoming the winners over the impatient, as it is with most cases when it comes to things like investments. So that's with the Bitcoin world. And in metaverse news, Under Armour stepped in to the universe, and they did that by offering the first wearable sneakers. And this is not just your regular sneaker, this is an NFT, a digital replica of the sneakers worn by Steph Curry. And that was when he broke the all-time NBA record for the most three-point shots, which just happened. The sneakers will be the first wearable cross-platform NFT shoes that have been created out there, which means that they can be worn on different platforms, such as the Sandbox, Decentraland, and Gala. So they're also going to be available in different styles, and this is just a way that the metaverse is showing more and more, interaction and corporate adoption with what's happening in the real world. So that's one thing. And another thing is that right now, big news is that Crypto.com has joined FTX in buying Super Bowl advertisements, the first crypto company to have a crypto ad during the Super Bowl. And this means that they've spent with a cost of $6.5 million for a 30-second ad. They've bought the way to make mass awareness and hopefully mass adoption of the use of crypto, and of course get their name out there. So that's what's happening in the crypto market for just a brief overview and just a recap. So any questions or anything that you guys have for me?
Yes, the only thing on the Steph Curry shoes, you said they're cross-platform. Does that mean you can actually buy a pair you can wear physically that's mirrored over there, or?
They are digital replicas. So of the actual shoe, they're a digital replica.
Right.
And you can actually use them instead of just being in one platform playing or using them. You can be in one of the three that I mentioned, the Sandbox, Decentraland, or Gala.
Interesting. Yeah, thanks for that, Johnny. So the only thing I didn't mention, VIX finished under 18. It's down at 17.96. So that was 27, I believe, the height on Monday on that. So that gives you an idea when we talk about Vega and Vol, that's what prices your option. And then in New Year, we're going to get people that are more like some of the best option brokers and analysis is out there on the site. So on the channel here, so that'll help a lot of you. Well, anything else from Johnny or Madavi?
That's it.
Anything else, guys?
That's it, man. Have a good Christmas and see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas to everyone from all of us. I know Alex, he's doing other stuff today, getting ready for Christmas. So he sends his wishes as well. Merry Christmas from all of us. Enjoy your food. Don't eat too much. I know what those Christmas comas can be like. Share it with your loved ones. Hopefully you get good wishes, good presents, good eggnog, all that good stuff. If follow us on the socials, on Traders.com, Novawave, Meta Johnny, and Madavi4. And of course, hit the like button, much appreciated, and subscribe and share. Everyone, Merry Christmas. See you on next Tuesday, I believe, is the next day you will hear from us. So enjoy.